Hello, I'm glad you could join me again for this bit of Bible study. I've enjoyed this walk that we're taking through the King James Version of the Bible, and I hope you're enjoying it and reading along too. Today we've gotten into Genesis chapter 5, and it is in this chapter that we see the genealogy of Adam down through Noah. And it is from this line of people that the Messiah would later come. As we go through this chapter, you'll notice that the lifespan of man is much longer than it is today. There have been some commentators who have said that is because what at the time was counted as a year is what we consider a month. And then there are other commentators who reason that the effects of sin and the effects of industrialization has indeed shortened the lifespan of man. So we'll begin in this study with chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. This is the book of the generations of Adam. And the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. This is a reminder that Adam was indeed created in the likeness of God. That God created both male and female, and created male and female for a specific purpose. And we see here that Adam was not only Adam's personal name, but was the family name as well. Now we move into verse 3, and it says, And Adam lived 130 years, and begat a son in his own likeness, and after his image, and called his name Seth. Now in some fashion, all men are indeed created in the image of God, but we see here that it says that of Seth that he was begotten in Adam's likeness and in Adam's image, and that's not uncommon. We see it even today still, that we see certain family traits passed from one generation to another, and I think that's what this is referring to here. We get now into verses 4 and 5, and it says, And the days of Adam, after he had begotten Seth, were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Now I want you to notice that this chapter is not an attempt to name every human being born, even descending from Seth. It does not name all of Seth's descendants from Seth down to Noah. We don't read of every individual child that was born, but what we do read is of the ones that were specifically in the line of Noah. And so it's not a complete genealogy, but the ones that show the important parts, so to speak. Uncles and aunts here are not included. And Seth lived, we start in verse 6 now, and we read, And Seth lived 105 years and begot Enos. And Seth lived, after he begot Enos, 807 years, and begot sons and daughters. We'll see this phrase, begot sons and daughters, several times. We'll see it time and time again in this chapter. But as I said earlier, notice for each patriarch, until we get to Noah, only one son is named, the one that would be included in the genealogy of Noah and the coming Christ. Verse 8 tells us, And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And the phrase, and he died, is a phrase that we'll see often too. This phrase is a reminder to us of the cost of sin, because that's how death entered this world, was through the sin that was committed in the garden. And we stop here to pause and think about the family of Cain. It appears that Cain's family went the way of the devil, but Seth's family walked more closely with the Lord. And we can see this in the very names that appear in this chapter. The name Seth itself means appointed or seedling, and the name Enos means inquire of the Lord. And so we'll end our study here today and continue in this genealogy in our next study. I thank you for watching today and hope you'll continue to watch. I also hope that you'll join us for worship services at the Bearden Church of Christ. We meet at 745 Cedar Street. If you're coming from out of town, that's Arkansas Highway 203. We meet at 10 a.m. Sunday mornings for Bible study, at 11 a.m. and at 5 p.m. for worship services. And we meet Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock for midweek Bible study. I hope you can join us. I hope you will come join us. We'll give you a warm welcome if you do. Thank you for watching today. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye. God bless.